What's up, y'all? We have a great episode for you today. Here's the aftermath.
Qu'est-ce que je vais te nommer?
Hey, y'all, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Eating Lunch with Me on Thursday. Today for lunch, I have some noodles. So might be a messy one today. Trying to avoid splashing too much all over my desk and computer and stuff, you know. So here we go. Classic noodles. Very good. Immediately though, first bite, there's liquid all over my desk, so napkin time. Hopefully now you're out of the splash zone. But maybe you wanted to be in the splash zone. Some people pay extra for that. This one's spicy, and it's way spicier than I guess what I'm used to when I think of it. This is definitely gonna get all over my shirt and stuff. I need a drinkle though. And if I drink a little bit of the broth down, that'll probably help out, right? Now for ramen, I'm big on the bamboo. I think it's called ajitama. Big on the bamboo and on the, or is that the egg? Also the soft boiled egg, I think. I don't know which one. I think the egg might be the ajitama. Not 100% sure on that. Can we get a fact check on that? All right, it does in fact look like the ajitama is the soft boiled egg topping and menma is the bamboo. Love the bamboo and I love the egg. Let's see, today's topic. For today's topic, we're talking about countdowns. And so this topic comes up because we are approaching the end of the school year. So some teachers have the classic countdown on the board, days until the last day of school, days until summer break, that type of thing. I think currently we're around like 35. I'm not keeping track myself, but regardless, that's what we're talking about, countdowns. And there's several different types of countdowns, right? I'll give you my top 3 countdowns right now with, I think, 3 kind of shout outs at the end. My top 3 countdowns, not in any particular order. Not in any particular order. I was about to take a drink of some tea, but I need like a cold drink. One second. I'm back. All right, got the drink. All right, so my top 3 countdowns, not in any specific order. First off, we have the classic space launch countdown, T-minus 10 seconds to launch, T-minus 9 seconds, 8, 7, all that stuff. I mean, everybody knows about T-minus, right? Because at the end of it, big old launch, crazy. And you gotta be ready for that, because that's gonna scare you if you're not, aware of how loud it is. Second type of countdown, I've already talked about it, and in the top 3, countdown till summer, days until summer, because that is just a jolly time, right? Like, you're looking at that every day it comes by, and the thing is, like, summer is great, like, on its own, right? Weather's nice, it's kind of hot, but weather's nice, there's no school, you get to do whatever you want for those 2 months. But the thing about the countdown is, like, leading up to summer, as you get closer to summer, school kind of gets easier. Once there's like 10 days of school left, it's like, we're done here. We're done. Summer's coming. And those last 2 or 3 days, like, let's see. And then the third one, countdown to a new year. And particularly in America, we do the ball drop, which is great. I feel like there's probably ball drops around the world. That's just a classic, you know, and that's another 10-second countdown. Then you hit it. New year, new beginnings, new me, all that type of stuff. New Year's resolutions that won't happen, or that will. Shout outs to you if you can get them done. I feel like they always fall off though, so I don't really make any new ones, to be honest. Those are gonna be the top 3 on my list. Three special shout outs I got, because there's a classic, like a 3, 2, 1, go. That can be for anything. But I was thinking also of the, like the Formula 1 start with the 5 red lights. You know, where the lights are doo, 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 and then it goes 5, and then when they go off, they take off. Third one, classic movie style countdown. You know, it's a black and white, gray screen really. It's a black and gray screen, right? And it's got 5 in the middle, and then the line around, the circle around, 4, circle around, right? Another classic countdown. So those are 3 countdowns that get special shout outs to me. One of them might be in your top 3 instead of days until the last day of school. But really, I mean, you know, who's to say? A countdown's a countdown. Let me get a big old bite here for you before we head on over to our letters our letters segment. Today's letter comes from my friend's group chat, where my friend asks, what's your favorite tea and what got you into drinking tea? All right, what's your favorite tea and what got you into drinking tea? So working here is kind of what started the whole tea drinking journey for me. I was always just like a southern sweet tea kind of guy, but starting to work here, tea was kind of big in their culture, and so there'd be a pot of tea. It's a 2-chamber item with a big chamber on bottom that just has a bunch of boiling water, and on top it's a teapot with very concentrated tea in it. It's just got the tea leaves and just sits there all day, just kind of brewing and concentrating, becoming more concentrated. And so you go in there, you pour a little bit of the tea concentrate into your cup, and then you dilute it with some water. And that's just going on all day. It's just there, and my coworkers keep it stocked up, I guess. They keep it brewed. And yeah, I would just go and I'd get some, and I just really enjoyed it. And it got me wanting to try tea, you know, other teas, and just kind of expand my horizons on tea. And so yeah, now I have the whole kind of tea area over there that you've seen before. I got a ton of tea at home, and it annoys my wife because there's a lot of it. But you don't use a ton of tea when you're making it, but like you have to buy it kind of in a lot. So that's just the way it goes. I started brewing different ways, gong fu style. Yeah, gong fu style, where you have this like gaiwan. It's a little cup, and you put tea leaves in there, and you're doing much smaller brews at a time, but you're doing a lot of them. My cat unfortunately knocked the lid off of the table that it was on, so it shattered, and I no longer can brew that way. I just need to buy a new one, but that was honestly the second one that I had purchased that had happened to. So it's already happened twice, so I'm like, okay, I need to wait a minute before I just buy another new one. But yeah, that's kind of what got me into tea. Like I've said before, my favorite tea I think is the Yorkshire Gold Black. Yorkshire Gold, just a black tea. Almost done. Well, that has been it for today's episode. So thank you so much for eating lunch with me today on Thursday. If you have any topics that you'd like me to cover, please leave them in the comments, or any letters, like questions that you want me to answer, leave them in the comments. Always love the audience engagement. Still going for that 50 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon, leave a like, leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and hope you have a great day, have a great weekend, and I'll see you again next week for lunch with me on Thursday, but it's Tuesday. Later, y'all.